Sharkbait is a funny creature. You might think that he takes zero skill to play. I mean, just place him in the back, restart him, and watch the world burn. Or more accurately, we can say watch the world get flooded. Likewise, you might think if the opponent has him, it's game over. There's no way of stopping him at all. But what if I tell you there's more to him than just spamming him in the back and praying? So let's go over how to use and counter Sharkbait. First main mechanic that Sharkbait gameplay revolves around is his first super in any round. As the earlier you get it, the better it is. Picture this with me. A round where Sharkbait supers instantly would usually result in enemy ranged minis being absolutely decimated, bringing the opponent close to no value. However, a round where he is late on his super will probably result in the enemy minis surviving on your side because half of your stuff are already dead or busy attacking someone else. So how would you get that super early, considering dude needs 10 whole energy for it? Let's break this down. First, just like most minis, he gets some initial energy whenever any round starts, specifically 2 as of this time I'm recording this video. His third star upgrade is a clash ability that gives him 5 energy, and for those who can't do basic math, with the 2 initial energy that makes it 7 energy. But if you look at the funny C class, you see that it has a 2 energy buff at the start of the match when you have 2 units placed, and Sharkbait being a C class means you're already halfway there, which makes it 9 energy. Obtaining that last energy is supposedly the key to playing Sharkbait. The first basic thought that comes to mind is placing Sharkbait all the way in front. That way enemy hits him and fill his super immediately. However, I'm not a big fan of this as it makes him prone to getting countered easily, so I prefer playing him in the back generally. An option could be just slapping him beside an EWIS, even though it's low-key a big investment. Another one is 4C class, because it gives him an extra energy after a few seconds of the round start. However, it literally takes up almost 70% of your deck slot. And one I'm a big fan of is fishing something to him, so when he hits it, he gets his super. A bonus to this is whatever is pulled by the fisherman will also be damaged by the Sharkbait super. The investment here is very low because Fisher also activates the C class, so it's a 2 birds 1 stone situation. But you also don't always find something to hook, so it's quite inconsistent, just like me. I'm legally forced to warn you about the potential of your fisherman missing with your Sharkbait ability if it was too far. Since it sucks, I literally would not wish this on my worst enemy. And my favorite one is placing my Sharkbait within the range of enemy archers if they had one, since it can target him without needing to put him in the front. With that being said, the instant super can be manipulated by a 2 elixir mini on the opposite side. That means it's better to use Sharkbait as a surprise mini rather than an early game mini. Since you want to play Sharkbait late, ideally you want to pair him up with early game heroes that don't rely that much on their team to win early rounds, like Monk or Skeleton King. Heroes like Archer Queen often lose a round or 2 and need to get a comeback, so minis that get saved to counteract your opponent's placement like Sharkbait are often less viable with them. Although a way to play around this is by using the hero swap trick that I created. If say you were in a position that you needed to play Sharkbait early, whether it was with a ranged hero or a melee hero, make sure to place the Sharkbait on the left side of the board, not on the right side of the board. Let me go into details, my dude. When put at an equal distance from 2 minis, Sharkbait will prioritize the mini on the left side over the one on the right side. If you play your Sharkbait on the left side early game, he will be targeting the tiles starting from this right corner as it's the most far away one. Under the case where the opponent plays his main carry on the right, you would be fine as the Sharkbait will just pull it first. Unfortunately, if the opponent played their main carry on the left, then it leaves a window for them play a distraction mini on the right to waste your Sharkbait's first super. However, you could swap your Sharkbait with your hero, placing him in the middle row. This changes his targeting from the right side to the left side, offering you massive versatility in choices. I'd like to point out, if you're playing as a melee hero, it's better to place your Sharkbait a little bit up like this, but if you're playing a ranged hero, it's better to place him down like that. If the Sharkbait was initially placed on the right side, then this wouldn't work. Prior to hero swapping, he will target the left side with his first super. After hero swapping, he will still target the left side, since the left side takes priority over the right side. An exception to the early game, late game hero rule with Sharkbait is the Grand and Warden. The shield explosion star upgrade works really nicely with Sharkbait. Their synergy is exceptional and allows you to gain too much value from every shield that explodes. You can also stop the instant super using Apprentice Monk to cancel his 3rd star clash ability, hindering their Sharkbait for a few seconds. Another factor in playing Sharkbait is majority of crowd control. For example, a very reliable way of countering Sharkbait is Unstoppable on Healing Ranger if you manage to pull that off, or the Specialist class, which basically does the same thing as the Healing Ranger in a different way. Taunting him could also be very effective depending on how you pull it off, as the Knight can waste his first super completely. Shield Maiden is another form of taunt that works mid-game instead of on his first super, and what's funny is she gets unstoppable while taunting, so his super won't even pull her at all. And the most consistent taunt is Giant, since every normal attack would inflict taunt on him, which means Sharkbait is effectively useless until the Giant is taken out. Stunning Sharkbait can also delay his super, which sounds obvious, but the stuns actually do more than that. Not sure if it's a bug, but if Sharkbait gets stunned while pulling a mini, then the damage side on his super just seems to not trigger at all. And another potential bug could be how your own Wave Master stops the minis your Sharkbait is pulling if he supers through them, so don't use him with Wave Master, at least until the bug is fixed, if it was a bug. For displacement, you could hook him with Fisherman to put him a bit closer to your ranged minis, so he wouldn't fish them but instead would fish the tanks protecting them. Just don't hook him if it's gonna be directly on them, cause his super could splash on them as well, so think of the potential risk versus reward in this situation. A weird counter can be Battle Healer. Trap it like this with ranged minis, so when Sharkbait pulls them, the Battle Healer can heal your stuff. Not sure how practical this is, but consider it for draft games or something random like this. Ending with the final, best, Mega Brain, 1 million IQ, Einstein, Giga Chad, GOAT tip. If your opponent placed their main DPS one tile above away from a distraction mini in this formation, your Sharkbait will ignore it as it's closer to him. However, if there's a mini in front of it, Prince that. The Prince will send that mini flying behind their win condition, and then the Sharkbait will pull that mini, which in return will also pull the win condition along with it. Very niche strategy, but my god, isn't it peak fiction? Sharkbait. Sharkbait, hoo-ha-ha. Welcome, brother Sharkbait. Sharkbait, hoo-ha-ha. If you didn't get this reference, you're probably a child. Go change your diaper, my dude.